Introduction to Plant Pathology. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to describe plant pathology and its objectives, explain the basic perspectives and scope of plant pathology. Imagine your place is affected by famine and people around dying of hunger. The entire town is moving to some other place in search of food. Isn't it horrible? Well, such a situation had happened in Ireland in the mid-1800s. The ancient Peruvians were the first to cultivate potatoes in 1500s. Since potatoes were easy to cultivate than other staple foods, they quickly spread to several parts of Europe. In particular, the Irish people considered it as the perfect food to feed large working class. Over a time, people were involved in large-scale cultivation of potato and the production peaked very rapidly. The Irish people were happy and satisfied in terms of its quality as well as its quantity. However, in 1845, the yield dropped unexpectedly. At first, people noticed dull plants with slimy potato tubers in some fields. Within a few days, the same condition was witnessed in other fields too. They were unable to identify the cause for such rotten potatoes. Even in the subsequent seasons, the potatoes were affected by the same problem despite the conditions being favorable for its optimal growth. Since the yield experienced a massive downfall, people began to starve and die of hunger in certain localities. Very soon, the starvation echoed all over Ireland. Unable to find a solution, people started to eat grass. Thus, this devastating period was called as the Great Famine. Moreover, the devastation decreased the population of Ireland from 8.5 million to 6.6 million. As a result, the Irish people migrated to Great Britain, Canada, USA, New Zealand, and Australia for their survival. The root cause for this massive damage remained unknown until 1861, when Heinrich Anton de Bary, an Irish scientist, first identified the causative organism of the disease to be a fungus, Phytophthora infestans. This disease was named as late blight due to the late appearance of symptoms. Isn't it shocking to know that a plant disease can change the fortune of a nation? Yes, the year 1847 was known as the Black 47. Till date, this disease remains as one of the dreadful diseases of plants. Similarly, during 1867 to 1870, coffee rust in Sri Lanka, downy mildew of grapes in France during 1880s, Bengal famine in India during 1942, bacterial blight of rice in India during 1963, and southern corn leaf blight in the USA during 1970 are some of the plant diseases that have shaken the world. Hence, scientists began to study the life cycle of pathogens more extensively, and finally this led to the evolution of plant pathology. In this lesson, we will discuss plant pathology in detail. The term pathology is derived from two Greek words, namely pathos meaning suffering and logos meaning study. Thus, plant pathology is attributed to the study of suffering plants. The infected plant is referred to as diseased as it cannot function normally. Basically, the normal growth and development of plants are affected by some causal agents which induce abnormal physiological processes in plants. This physiological abnormality directly influences the productivity of the plants. Now, let us discuss the objectives of plant pathology. Plant pathology or phytopathology is a branch of agricultural science that deals with four major objectives, They are etiology, pathogenesis, epidemiology, management or control. Etiology, that is, the study of plant diseases or disorders caused by the biotic and abiotic agents. Pathogenesis, that is, the study of disease mechanism in plants. Epidemiology, that is, the study of the interaction between the plants and the pathogens in relation to the overall environment. Management or control, that is, the development of suitable management strategies to eradicate the diseases and to minimize the loss incurred. Plant pathology also covers other domains such as plant anatomy, microbiology, mycology, bacteriology, virology, nematology, protozoology, and phycology. Moving on, let us understand the basic perspectives of plant pathology. In 1957, Elvin Steegman and George Harrer described the plant disease as a physiological disorder or structural abnormality that is deleterious to the entire plant or any of its parts or products, thereby reducing its economic value. Generally, plant diseases or disorders are caused either by biotic, mesobiotic or abiotic agents. Biotic agents. The biotic agents are living organisms that cause diseases. These agents that cause infectious diseases in plants are called as pathogens. They include fungi, bacteria, phytoplasma, algae, and parasitic plants. The susceptible plant is called as the host. Mesobiotic agents. The mesobiotic agents are either living or non-living. They include virus and viroids. Abiotic agents. The abiotic agents include environmental factors such as moisture, temperature, nutrient deficiency, etc. Let us now understand how pathogens affect the plants. Plant pathogens can affect plants in many ways, which include using the cell contents of the host, interfering with the metabolic processes of the host, weakening the host by continual uptake of nutrients, interfering with the translocation of carbohydrates, minerals, water, etc. in xylem and phloem, leading to the loss of chlorophyll content due to reduction in the process of photosynthesis, reducing the leaf surface area, suppressing the translocation of photosynthates from the leaves to other parts of the plant, promoting the formation of galls on the leaves. In general, plant pathogens can cause significant loss in yield and decrease the quality of plant produce. According to Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, plant pathogens cause about 14 to 16% loss in the annual global crop production. Over the past, many diseases have caused famine and killed millions of people. Hence, it is necessary to study the disease cycle of pathogens and mode of dissemination to control the disease in the initial stages of incidence. Plant diseases can be controlled by various methods. They are cultural methods, physical methods, chemical methods, and biological methods. Although different methods were followed in controlling plant diseases, use of chemicals was widely adopted for a long time. It led the pathogens to develop resistance against that particular chemical. Hence, an integrated approach is recommended to control and eradicate the plant pathogens. This is called integrated disease management, which involves the use of all suitable techniques that complement each other with the goal of keeping the disease incidence under control. Let us conclude by discussing the scope and importance of plant pathology. It includes surveying of fields, orchards, and areas in order to find the occurrence of diseases, identifying new diseases that cause economic loss, and recording the extent of disease incidence, evaluating the loss caused by different diseases in terms of yield and quality, studying the mechanism, symptoms, and predisposing factors of plant diseases, developing and suggesting suitable methods to manage plant diseases, assisting in breeding of disease-resistant varieties, training the extension workers and subject matter specialists so as to bridge the gap between pathologists and farmers for better crop production. Thus, by understanding the importance, scope, and concepts of plant pathology, you can effectively manage and control various plant diseases. Summary. Let us now do a recap of what we have learned so far. Plant pathology is the study of etiology, pathogenesis, epidemiology, and management or control of plant diseases. Plant disease is a physiological disorder or structural abnormality that is deleterious to plants. It is essential to learn plant pathology to adopt different complementing control measures for eradicating various plant diseases.